Hello Pisces, this is your year-long reading for 2017 with Trudy, a virtual tarot. And so let's get straight to it. I will draw a card for every month. Please follow along with the thumbnail so that you can get a glimpse of the year ahead. Let's start with the first card, which will be January. And so we have the card of the psychic moving into the first of the year. It's a great card in the upright. When you see this card, the first thing you'll think of really is dreaming. And this card also tells us that in the month of January, you begin the year in a very reflective mood. This is a nice card to come up because we're examining what is beyond the surface, what is below, what is beneath. How do we feel about certain situations? That's exactly what this card is pointing to. And that means that you as a Pisces will be hyper intuitive in the beginning of the year in January, bringing out the deeper inner qualities that Pisces embodies, which is recognition of the mystery that surrounds life. And so you go deep within. Now, some of you may feel a little bit hormonal in the month of January. Often this card speaks to female menses, not only menses, but it will speak to the rhythms and the cycles of Mother Earth. And so you're going to feel Mother Earth in a very strong and profound way. I see that you're drawn to her, and that if you can get outside and maybe even join a full moon group, that would be very good for Pisces. And I do believe that Pisces will reconnect with the deeper aspects of who you are. And again, now, this can be your moon sign as well. And so please listen to all of your signs, your rising sign, your sun sign, and your moon sign. Because if you are moon in Pisces, you're going to have a very strong draw toward that which is unseen. And you will, in the month of January, be able to see things in the dark, so to speak. That's what I'm hearing them say. It's a very mysterious month for you, and you're going to be in awe of the wonder that surrounds you as you look up into the starry sky and you see that you're in a vast, untamed universe. This, for some reason, becomes very important for you because you're going to become almost an explorer. I could see some of our Pisces becoming extremely interested in astrology this year, and also the cycles of the moon and the cycles of Mother Earth, because the moon represents our mother. Very warm, very feminine, receptive. That's you. And telekinetic, I might add, I'm hearing. Big month for you, January. It really takes you back to center. And you become more of who you are, very deep, soulful, intellectual being. And you're reviewing your life. I believe that many of our Pisceans will be in review, and this will bring about a change, a profound shift in your value system, and really bringing that inner being, that inner self out into the world and exposing it. That seems to be important, but you're very grounded into the mother at the beginning of the year in January. And if that means that you're actually camping outside, or you're sitting under the stars, or you're walking along the beach without your sandals on, you're becoming grounded and you're earthing. The next card to come up in February, Queen of Pentacles. And this is the queen who also is the grounded Earth Mother. And for Pisces, this can be a very nice energy to place into the year. This says that you are also able to manage those things around you, which can often cause Pisces a little bit of strife, a little bit of drama, because Pisces is really living in the soul, the heart, the emotional depths of the different signs. Now, this is a pentacle, and so this is a Capricorn, this is a Virgo or Taurus energy that is coming in. And so if you have any of those energies in your chart, they will come to the forefront for you. Very nice in February. You're managing things well. You'll become more influenced by natural and even herbal situations, solutions. That's what I'm hearing. Herbal may even mean herbal remedies that you've not tried before, that were not legal before even, is what I'm hearing. But those may come in and may actually solve some of the issues, some things that may occur for you in January where you're in need of a bit of a break, some ease. And now I'm not concurring, or I am not objecting to any of the herbal remedies that are out there at this point. However, that is what I'm hearing from your guides. Now, also I see that things are quiet for you in February. You may spend some time at home, a little more time than you ordinarily would spend. You might be spending that time with a female energy, someone who's important to you. This could be your mother even, or your wife, but there is someone who's quiet, calm, lovely in the home, someone who's relied upon, respected, but needs a little bit of extra TLC maybe. She's growing a garden, or she could be investing, and this is a quiet time for you. If you are this Queen of Pentacles, this reading merely says that you're satisfied with where you've landed in life. This is a very nice month. It's also a good month to nest, to gather what you can around you that makes you feel good. And when I say what you can gather, these are material objects, items perhaps given to you. This is a great time for calming down and really feeling grateful for the material things in your life that have made you feel more secure. Again, we have the Queen of Pentacles show up. I have two decks that I'm reading from and with, and this is very interesting. Queen of Pentacles shows up again, and she is reversed. And interestingly enough, I shuffle these decks like crazy, but I do read two decks at a time, and sometimes this comes up. This is a very emphatic yes by Spirit that this time, February and March, is a time to become grounded, to really sink your toes or your feet into Mother Earth and to get a foothold. Figure out how you will sustain yourself in the spring. Stay in one spot and stay in balance here, because this is really about planting 2 feet firmly on the ground. Now, as a Pisces, we're oftentimes swimming in our emotions. And so I have a Pisces moon, and I will tell you that Pisces moon needs to be tended and cared for very, let's say, with a fine hand. I do believe that you will need some extra TLC, and that TLC may come from you, or it may actually come from a friend or a lover, but you may need a little extra TLC. I'm feeling that. The guides are saying that. Staying in balance will be very important, but do not become too focused, they are saying, on your surroundings. It's okay to sort of dig in the beginning of the year, but by the time March rolls around, it really is time to get out and enjoy the outdoors. You might have dug in a little bit too much, and there's almost a fear of going outside and becoming a part of the earth. And earth energy is really important for you at the beginning of the year. Earth energy meaning allowing yourself to connect and to become one with the flowers and with the ocean, wherever you live, the mountains. It's really important for Pisces to really ground themselves at the beginning of the year. And you can do that in a lot of different ways. You might want to plant a little kitchen garden even, or learn more about organic gardening. Or again, herbal remedies could be very good for you. I'm also hearing another place for you to go would be female healing groups, or any energy healing work would be very good for you. Take care of your health. And again, in love, this reading would tell me that you are going deep and may need some support. There's a review happening here. Excuse me, a deep review of who you are and how you connect and what it all means. And so there's a time and a place for that. And this is the time and this is the place. Now in April, we have the Four of Pentacles and it's reversed. And so once again, you are going to let go of what you've been hanging on to. And again, it's another pentacle. It's very interesting that we're beginning the year off with a major arcana card, the Moon, which seems to tip off this very grounded, practical energy. How do I maintain my funds? How do I invest my funds? Are my investments sound investments? Am I spending too much money? Am I investing too much time in an area that will not benefit me moving into the future? There's a lot of questioning, and I almost see inventory happening in February, and now I'm hearing that inventory isn't yielding the satisfaction that we had hoped for. And so we're getting back on our feet here. The Four would say that we're finding stability and we're looking for financial, practical stability, even in home, our work life, how we care for those things that we have attained. We're moving through a situation in early April where all of our belongings are sort of being reevaluated. What we've gathered throughout our lifetime, we're evaluating all of this and trying to decide if it is satisfactory. Have we created a foundation that feels secure? And if you are listening to this reading, there could also be health issues going on in the spring. Maybe not you, but someone around you is suffering from health issues. And that could also create this feeling of instability moving into April. However, do not try to hold on to anything too tightly. This is what Spirit is saying. You're really deep into evaluation of your inner world, and the inner world perhaps that you're evaluating is reflecting upon your outer world. And because of this deep inner work, you may just be holding on to some things, even people, too tightly, and we're going to have to let go of some of that in April in order to balance out again. And so it's kind of an opening up, which is really beautiful, toward the mysteries out there, and being more open to receiving mystery, not hanging on to things that we cannot take with us, but letting go of, and we can't take people with us either, you know. I mean, we move forward into each lifetime as exactly we should, naked as a babe, and ready for the next adventure. And so letting go, and it's going to be okay. Let go of any situation that may leave you feeling as if you're naked, as if you're without, as if, because you're never without, the universe will always provide. And this is a beautiful lesson, actually, that will happen for Pisces in April. Now, if this isn't connecting with you and you're a Pisces sun, you may want to listen to your moon sign. This feels very, very much within the house of the moon and or Venus. It's all relationship stuff, deep work, deep inner work. Okay, and we really wanted this card. Great card, the Sun. I have a Pisces moon. I'm very happy to see this card. It's a beautiful season opening up with all of this inner reflective work via the moon and reevaluation of how fast and hard we should hold on to those whom we love, and as in people, and the things that we love as in stuff, just our stuff. But by, and this is great, May, we're outside and we're doing it, and it's pure joy, pure health, pure vitality. There's this burst of energy that's going to come for you, and it looks like it's been a long, hard winter, but the winter has released the flowers, and the children are running around and playing, and the snow is melting if you're living in the north. If you are in the south, you are enjoying the sunshine, and you are ready to go. And so, again, I'm hearing them say that it's very important to care for your health, and to care for your surroundings when you hit the spring, because I see that could be some issues in the spring with the household, or the household, some extra expenses and that type of thing. But these expenses, whether they have to do with health or family, need to be dealt with in order for you to emerge victorious. And the reason they need to be dealt with is that you've got to in some way let go and let others step up to the plate to help out with some of these expenses that are being incurred in the spring. And if this means that the refrigerator breaks and you need a little bit of extra help getting it fixed, that's okay. Don't hold on too tight. And if also you need to let someone go, and this someone may not be well, that's another situation where you need to not hold on too tight. And oftentimes we hold on too tight because it makes us feel more stable to control a situation and to control the finances, to control the person, to control any of the bills related to the situation. But let that go a little bit. And even if you spend a little more money than you would like to spend, it's really going to be okay, because there's going to be this burst of sunshine in May that will give you release from the past 2 months. And you will be allowed to go outside, enjoy yourself, get some exercise. And if you're in a field or a career that has felt a little tricky because you couldn't quite get the books balanced, you couldn't quite get the team in place, you were holding on a little bit too tight, to maybe the project, the job, that type of thing. You get exactly what it was that you were going for in May. Everything comes to a head. And instead of doing inner work now, we're doing outer work, which means we're aggressing out into the world. And we are doing it with a lot of panache. And so this moon has really turned around, and all this inner reflection and all of this balancing of the budget, of the home, of the job, of the family has, and this deep, deep inventory that we have taken has in the end become a type of graduation where we can take all of this, everything that we've learned, all of this inner work, and now push it out there into the world and really take that source energy and just put it on display. It's really, really good. Now, June brings the Hermit. The Hermit is reversed, but I love the Hermit. I call the Hermit the God card, and you will see in the middle, in the center of this reading, there's a little wooden sculpture of the Hermit. And so when the Hermit shows up, I say that this is a very spiritual reading. This is a reading that's led by guides. This is an important, profound reading, and your higher guides, your spirit, has shown up in this reading. Now, the Hermit here is reversed, but you can't really put the Hermit in any light other than a positive light. And so there's going to definitely come upon the situation a reevaluation once again, a need to go inward after May. And then this is a very deep, boom, introspection that happens where you're not only feeling solo and alone here as you're doing this very deep inventory. You're feeling led by your higher guides, your source, to go inward and to get some really serious work done very quickly. So it's sort of a rebounding back to that place, but on a much deeper level. And so the reason for that could be that this situation that had come up, which you had a respite from in May, is back, and you're dealing with some of these things, but in a much stronger way. You're going to come out of this. It can also mean that around you there's a need to gather the forces, people, the situation, anything that's going on around you, to take hold of that and master that. And so you become the last word here, and you're not relying upon anyone other than your guides, your higher power. You're a very strong figure here. And maybe you feel as if you are in the beginning can't quite handle this situation, but you will handle it purposely in the end, and it becomes by July workable. And so you've now entered a new phase where you can begin to work with this situation. You're able to take hold of it. And again, if this is the health of a loved one, if this is your health, if this is your personal finances, you're able to take a fresh look at this. This is and also you may have a message that will inspire you to begin the journey, to take up the journey once again, to start back, to look at this situation with fresh eyes. And again, I'm hearing the situation has to do with deep inner reflection, life change, health of an individual, your expectations, what it is that you wanted to achieve on this planet in this lifetime, what you wanted to manifest, how you wanted to manifest it, how you wanted to live, who you wanted to live with, those types of things, those deep, deep desires that we have. And those things can change also based upon our mood. A lot of this year will have a big impact on how you balance your mood, because I'm saying that we start the year with the moon and then the sun comes out and plays. And so that means, you're deep, deep inside in the beginning of the year. And that isn't a bad thing. That's a sweet and gentle place to be. And then by May, you're full on out there again. And so there's some mood shifts happening here. And especially, around your birthday, there's a lot going on in terms of inventory, evaluation of who you are, evaluation of how you're going to handle what has been given to you. Deep inner reflection in that area. But you do come out of it, and you come out happy, singing, maybe even, playing. There's a lot of playfulness that goes along with the sun, feeling energized, feeling great. You are a little sunflower, basically. So bright and happy and cheery, beautiful. That moves us into this, I got it. I am the final word. I know how to deal with this. I've got to go back to square one because something has occurred in the month of June. Something profound will occur in the month of June. And we want to continue this revelatory energy that has been occurring. And so there's a nice balance between the sun and the hermit. The sun is the aggressor, and the hermit steps back and trusts his instincts to the point where he's in charge, he guides the situation. The next card, the Page of Pentacles. Again, we are in complete control here and able to try something new, a new solution, a new way of looking at the situation. And this will not scare you because you've done the work. It probably would have frightened you in January or February, but all of this inner work is going to result in your ability to try something that you probably wouldn't have tried, a new solution, a new job, a new way of taking care of business. And that will give you the energy and the sustenance to find true joy. And now we have the Ace of Cups. We've got an ace here, first ace showing up. This is a renewal, a revival of spirit. You're a cup. This is you. And so this is occurring around July and August. August, we're finding true joy, maybe falling in love for the very first time. For those of you who are looking for love, you could very well fall in love this year in a profound way in the month of August. It's an ace. An ace is always the first time. And so we have a Page of Pentacles. You're trying something new here for the first time. And then we have the Ace of Cups, falling in love. And so this is also creating art. This can mean you've opened your heart, and it is the first cup card that we've seen. So the heart is wide open, and you're receiving. You're able to receive. You're able to take that cup of joy and drink it down. And so this card has been, it's almost as if you've been in a desert in the beginning, in the spring. You were a bit in a desert. trying to figure something out, trying to sort out a situation, trying to make things better for someone or for yourself. Working very hard on that and then getting a break in between. But now, you know, this idea of health and vitality and excitement and this lust for life, again, has calmed down, and it's calmed down into this just love affair, this joy that you have. It could mean that you're just falling in love with life again, and that you're able to, at the end in August, to see the beauty, really, that has always surrounded you, and to really fully take that into the fall. And even perhaps there's the birth of a baby, or there could be an engagement. But just true joy in August, something really beautiful. If you're on vacation, you're going to feel lovely by the water. It's a Pisces, it's a Scorpio, it's a Cancer. You could feel lovely with this person. This could be you just enjoying the more emotional aspects of your personality, and this is who you are. It's romance, it's writing in your diary, it's creating on a level that you've never created on before, and you know, it's feeling amazing. And then we have the King of Swords. The King of Swords is popping up for us in September. Male energy, sword would represent air, Gemini, perhaps Aquarius or Libra. This is a person who could be coming in as, you know, in a partnership, love relationship, because we do have this Ace of Cups. Again, if you are looking for love, you might find it. Very much looks like that. And that you would couple with somebody who could be very witty, communicative. This is the energy about them. This person is in the government, perhaps a lawyer oftentimes. This is someone who's great with math, technology. He's a strong king. He's a strong energy showing up here. And he can also create a sense of reason and rationality, something that it might be very welcome after this very emotional year of trying to tidy up some of the more mundane, practical aspects that are around you. And so this could be very nice. Also, King of Swords sometimes points to the idea of coming up with a rational, logical direction. And so that would mean putting your thoughts on paper, as in a plan, moving forward, or moving away from this very reflective energy, this sensitivity that you've been wearing on your sleeve more or less, and sort of vacillating between, toward a more rational thought process, so that you're not as I'm hearing from them, they're saying tossed about, you know, depending upon what's around you. So you're standing a little more firmly, and you're anchored, so to speak, because I do believe that this year will toss you about a bit in the spring, but you find the solutions and you're growing from it. November. Let me count the cards. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, October, or July, August, September. Oh no, we're in October. Excuse me. Okay, so you're working, you're collaborating, and this is a great card. And so you're finding your purpose, and you are working with someone perhaps who sees you as an expert, and you may have had to drop some kind of contract in order to do this. And I say that because this King of Swords has shown up in that type of energy, but you're doing something that you have fallen in love with, And it's really, you found your balance now. Nothing is better than the Three of Pentacles, if you ask me, because it's all about making a plan and working together. And it's just like the wheels are turning and everyone's getting along and you're in a new environment and everyone understands the rules of the game and you're seen as the expert, and it's all just a beautiful, fabulous card. I love it. And once again, you're warming up. You're warming up to an offer. And so here we go with the next month, which is actually November, warming up to an offer of love. Could be an offer of love, could be a job offer, could be something, you know, that you thought you didn't want to do because you had too much going on. You had turned down an opportunity perhaps in the spring. Now you're warming back up to it again, and you're thinking that maybe I've been contemplating long enough and it's time to let go and allow myself to take on something new. And this new thing is creative and emotional and will make you feel great. So take it on. That's what I'm hearing. And allow yourself to become part of something larger, as it seems to be the end of the year and a time to open the heart chakra. I'm hearing that loud and clear. Open the heart chakra and get moving. That's what Spirit's saying, because in December we have the Chariot. And so it's time to harness that ambition and get on track, because you're about to take off for 2018. And so do not turn down any offer that might yield results in the long run. You've got to believe and have faith that you have everything you need to get going, and you will get going, Pisces. Again, highly reflective in December and January. The Moon card speaks to a beautiful time. It's a peaceful time, and you shouldn't be afraid of the moon, because we start from the inside and work our way out, and you know, it's inside out is how we live, and so we've got to go inside first in order to get the outside moving along, and that seems to be what your work is all about in 2017. Take an inventory, figuring out exactly what it is that you need to accomplish in this lifetime in order to meet your expectation, and to have faith and to not hold on too tightly. Find your happy place also, and you will. Once you find your happy place, you're able to do some really, really, really deep work, and that is the Hermit coming forward for us, allowing us to just dive down and do believe and have faith that you can do this, because it is a bit scary when you begin to see your guides, when you begin to hear your angels. When you really tune in, it can scare us off, and have the courage to grab Spirit's hand and dive deep, and you will see fantastic results. Again, resulting in the ability to find a solution, find a new path, and begin to think of funding and how you're going to fund this new deep joy that you're about to embark upon. How will this come to pass? Well, it's going to come to pass by doing this deep inner work which allows you to find joy and happiness with someone else, I believe, your family, your spouse, maybe your children, but all of this is coming to pass for you. And then there's this falling in love all over again that really sets off the year, that will allow you, once you move into the fall, once you move into September, there's some rules, that regulations, things like that, that you may have to put on paper, contracts drawn up. You might have to think in that way, or you may be meeting someone who is in that area who can help you out. But this deep falling in love once again occurs, and falling in love with life, because we're collaborating, we're opening, we're becoming a part of the world again, and we're allowing the world to help us become more motivated, more ambitious. We're allowing ourselves to get into that driver's seat once again. And there's still a bit of work to be done, but have faith toward the end of the year. Now, we do have the Chariot reversed, and that does point to travel, delay, trip delay, things going on. And so watch out for that. Just on a more mundane level, there may be an offer to travel, to expand into another area, and that may be delayed, or you may have some situations along the way. But it's really not a big deal. The Chariot is ready to be read upright. I can see that. And so, again, just make sure that you're staying centered and stay in control. Do use that King of Swords, that rational, logical mind that's coming in the fall, to just create some stability and put it on paper, because at the end of the year, you might want to review exactly what it was that you had decided made sense, rational, logical process, what made sense. Take another peek at it at the end of the year. Thank you for listening to this reading. This reading is a year-long reading and will be available to all of our Pisceans for the month of December. After that time, it will be available for subscription only. I will have a channel on YouTube that you will be able to subscribe to with additional readings, and higher purpose, higher counsel will also be available via that subscription. So thanks so much, Pisces. This was a really, really in-depth reading, and I have to say, I can see that you're going through a lot this year, but you are going to come out the other end in a grand way, in a celebratory way, and there's going to be some really big moments here. So enjoy the year. I look forward to speaking with you every month. There will be love readings posted as well every month. And here's a big kiss. Mwah.